Welcome to Bridge to India's monthly update on renewable power policies. This is Neha McCall, Assistant Manager in Consulting at Bridge to India, and I'm here to discuss policy developments from the month of January. The new year started off with many follow-on policy issuances. On the central government front, there was launch of much anticipated National Green Hydrogen Mission, amendments to Green Open Access rules, general network access regulations, and a commissioning deadline extension. On the other hand, at the state government front, Delhi issued its draft solar policy, while other states proposed changes to banking provisions and RPO trajectory. Let's discuss the policies in more detail. We'll start with central government updates. MNRE extends commissioning deadline for solar and solar wind hybrid projects. Commissioning deadline for all projects awarded by SECI, NTPC and NHPC with bid submission date before 9th of March 2021 has been extended until 31st March 2024. Accounting for previous extensions, effectively all pipeline projects are now eligible for this extension. The prevailing module supply shortage due to ALMM implementation forced developers to ask for relaxation. We estimate total capacity affected by both extensions at about 24 gigawatt. As a result, capacity addition in 2023 would be significantly subdued at just about 14 gigawatt. Ministry of Power amends Green Open Access rules. Ministry of Power has amended treatment of unused bank power and extended waiver of grid charges to new technologies. Project developers will now be eligible for RECs equivalent to unused bank power. In addition, the ministry has announced 100% AS exemption for waste to energy projects and 100% AS and CSS exemption for offshore wind projects commissioned before 31st December 2025. While introduction of REC's issuance for unused bank power is marginally positive, the exemptions for offshore wind projects are expected to be ineffective given high cost of the technology. CERC issues draft amendment to General Network Access Regulations. The central regulator has proposed additional eligibility conditions for renewable power developers seeking GNA. Renewable and energy storage projects other than pumped hydro projects must achieve financial closure within 12 months or half of the time period between approval and grant of connectivity, whichever is higher. Solar and wind power projects awarded through competitive bidding must submit PPA or LOA while seeking GNA. Both measures are very positive as they would prevent developers from accumulating ideal GNA capacity. MNRE launches National Green Hydrogen Mission. The ministry has laid out an ambitious plan with a capital outlay of 8 trillion rupees for reaching annual green hydrogen production target of 5 million metric tons, allied with 125 gigawatt of renewable capacity addition by 2030. To stimulate the sector, the government will offer subsidy of 175 billion rupees for electrolyzer manufacturing and green hydrogen production through competitive bidding process. The plan is divided into two phases. Phase 1, which focuses on boosting demand and building supply capabilities, and Phase 2, which focuses on implementation and increasing penetration. While the plan captures all techno-commercial aspects effectively, the vision is extremely ambitious. Layering the 125 gigawatt of renewable capacity target on top of current renewable sector plans takes annual capacity addition target to 60 gigawatt, which seems outlandish. The envisaged subsidy budget of 175 billion rupees is too small in the context of overall mission scope. We estimate effective subsidy of just 10 to 12% for electrolyzer manufacturing and green hydrogen production for only 20% of total target. It is understandable that no demand targets have been specified so far, given that user industries are already struggling to cope with cost hikes and other challenges. MNRE approves another 1.53 gigawatt of module manufacturing capacity under ALMM. The approval takes ALMM compliant module manufacturing capacity to 21.7 gigawatt. 506 megawatt and 118 additional capacity was approved for Raison and Gotham respectively. The balance capacity consisted of new manufacturers including BHEL, Unique Sun, among others. Although approved capacity is expected to increase rapidly as several manufacturers expand capacity following introduction of BCD. The government is under pressure from developers to relax ALMM compliance requirements, and it is also very interesting to note that no cell capacity has been approved so far. MNRE extends exemption from BIS registration for inverters. MNRE has exempted inverter manufacturers from BIS requirement until 30th of June 2023, but subject to compliance with IEC standards. This is the 13th extension granted for this exemption. Due to limited availability of testing facilities and high testing fee, inverter manufacturers had sought exemption from BIS registration. Let's move on to the state government updates. Delhi sets solar capacity target of 6 gigawatt by 2026. The Delhi government has proposed to add 5.2 gigawatt of utility scale and 750 megawatt of rooftop solar park capacity over next 3 years. Generation based subsidy of 2 to 3 rupees per kilowatt hour and a capital subsidy of 2000 rupees per kilowatt has been proposed for mounting structures for residential rooftop systems. Subsidy of 1 rupees per kilowatt hour has also been proposed for first 200 megawatt of capacity installed by CNI consumers. Consumers are expected to find the generation-based incentives very attractive. Delhi is perhaps the only state that has proposed incentives for CNI consumers. We expect limited adoption of hybrid RESCO model due to long investment recovery period for developers, and the 25% renewable penetration seems achievable given that power would be procured from projects outside the state. Madhya Pradesh and Punjab propose banking provisions. Madhya Pradesh has proposed to increase in-kind banking charge from 5% to 8% for all open access consumers. Banking will be allowed on monthly basis but with no compensation for unused power. In Punjab, annual banking has been proposed at 15% in-kind charge with again no compensation for unused power. Consumers in both states are expected to find proposed charges to be very high, especially in Punjab where there is currently no banking charge. Punjab and Madhya Pradesh issued draft verification procedure for captive consumers. Punjab and Madhya Pradesh regulators have proposed a framework to verify group captive status of open access projects. Compliance shall be verified by the respective state regulators at the end of each financial year. In Punjab, consumers are also required to submit a bank guarantee equivalent to estimated annual AS and CS charges at the start of each financial year. Madhya Pradesh and Punjab are following Tamil Nadu, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal by proposing a verification procedure for captive consumers. The bank guarantee requirement proposed by Punjab is penal and are expected to face resistance from consumers. Rajasthan issues RPO trajectory in line with MOP recommendations. Rajasthan is the sixth state to adopt the MOP specified RPO trajectory. The state had an estimated RPO compliance of 15.8% in financial year 2022. This concludes key policy and regulatory updates. I hope you found this update useful. You can view all tender, policy, and regulatory information on the renewable power sector in real time at India RE Navigator. It is a one-stop market intelligence portal for the renewable sector. You can also write to us at contact@bridge2india.com if you have a query or feedback. We would love to hear back from you. We will be back next month with another update. Until then, goodbye and take care.